Hmm.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I want to thank you for waiting. I was just on a phone call with another student, but I got the bell and I said, "Oh, my reservation with Sandy." So, is that your name? Is your name Sandy? Or
Yes, yes.
okay, okay. Hi, Sandy. And where are you from?
I'm basically from India, but right now I'm in Singapore.
Wow. Okay. So, do you miss India sometimes?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
miss people there because
Oh,
in
yeah.
Singapore,
Mhm.
yeah, other stuff is all good.
So Singapore is, do you think it's like a good positive change for you?
So far, yeah, it's positive, but I have spent only around 3 months here for now.
Ah, okay. Okay. So what was the motive of moving to Singapore?
My job, because of
Okay.
my job, I moved here.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Oh, well, I'm happy that you were able to make this big change. Not everybody is prepared sometimes to do that. I think that it's very brave, and I think that a lot of good things sometimes come from taking these types of steps and changing to somewhere new. And you're also learning English or practicing your English skills, so that's great. How long have
Yeah.
you been on Cambly for?
Uh, on Cambly, I just started a week back.
Wow, okay. We may know a lot of like previewed information from school, from books that we read, from videos that we watch. But even though we have all that information here, we need to be able to use it because this action from here to here is difficult.
Yeah,
When
true.
you have to speak, it's like, "Ugh, I can't." And that's just practice. So I'm so happy you've done this because Cambly is about this part. It's about speaking. It's about using all of that knowledge that you're gaining and making something out of it. So but also Cambly is very, very you can use it in so many ways. You can practice your reading. You can have teachers that can teach you grammar here or phonetics, pronunciation, vocabulary, any type of English skill that you require. You can also find teachers that will help you with that. So it's very good in that way. Mhm.
So, how long you been in Cambly?
I've been on Cambly for almost 5 years.
Oh,
Um, four
it's a long
years.
time.
So yes, it is a long time. And in this time here in Cambly, I have been able to see how much students can improve, and in a shorter time than at academic schools sometimes. Um, Cambly is great because it's very friendly and informal. And sometimes that's what we need.
Yes,
Like when you travel and you want to talk to people and become friends with people and socialize, this is hard because we only know what's in the books. But when you learn about culture, you learn about humor, accents, this is also a new world and it's part of language. It's like me wanting to go learn, in India. You have so many languages there. But if I wanted to learn one language, I need to also learn about what the people are like, what makes you
yes.
laugh. Yeah, things like this. So
Yeah,
practicing
exactly.
English in this way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even I realized that because maybe we get to know the people also when we want to communicate with some, maybe I think you are from Australia, right?
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
don't know what people like there and what people
Hmm.
enjoy there in Australia. So obviously, before even have a good conversation, I need to know what actually people love to talk about, what they feel about the other things. That's I
Yes.
completely agree on that.
Exactly. And so it opens the doors to a whole new world when you're learning a language. It's not just what you read in a book, but it's what your brain absorbs from all of that. So I'm so happy that you're here on Cambly. It's been 1 week. I think you're still a little bit new, but
Yeah.
you've probably already found that you can talk to so many teachers from all over the world, which is fantastic. You learn about accents. Is important too. Your listening skills will get better. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So tell me about your experience in this week. What have you felt? How has it been?
Uh, I think in last 1 week I talked to around including you. I think I
Mhm.
talked around three, four new people. I mean
Okay,
four new teachers.
great. Mhm.
But I
People,
the
yeah.
first yeah the first one I really liked the teacher, so I took another class with him on the next day. So with him I was actually started learning my business English. I was improving on
Perfect.
those.
Mhm. Mhm.
But while learning I get to realize that I don't speak much. So I thought, okay, first I
Mm.
should go with the normal conversation with people, with teachers there in Cambly. So I tried two or three new teachers. Almost every day I got the new teacher because of the timing, I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
one.
I think that it's good to have both. I have regular students, but I always tell my regular students when you feel a little more confident, uh meet a new teacher and just have that new conversation, and this also helps build their confidence, your
Yes,
confidence, because
yes,
you're talking to strangers. And
exactly.
when you start to feel a little more confident with your English, even if you make mistakes, it's okay. You want to build your confidence with people. It's part of a social psychology too. But when you are
Hmm.
so shy, sometimes it's not so much the language, but it can also be you that's that's stopping you. So I think Cambly is good for this too, for your confidence level, speaking to new people, and using a language in a social way.
So
Yeah.
how long you been in Australia? You just staying there, or you born and brought up there only?
I was born and brought up in Australia. Um, my parents at the moment are in Australia, but I'm actually living abroad. I'm living in South America right now. And I work, yes, South America. So, in the same, I'm in Ecuador,
Okay,
which is close to Brazil, in between Colombia and Peru. Um, it's very beautiful, but I do know that I'm actually working for a company right now that expect me to use a neutral accent. So
okay,
this is actually better for my students that are learning English here, because if I don't use a neutral accent and I'm using the Australian accent, it can be difficult to understand. Um, but
but
on Cambly, my students prefer Australia. So sometimes it comes on and off. Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I actually try to talk mostly with a British accent, and as well as some Canadian. And now I'm talking to you, but I actually don't figure out what is the difference. For me, it looks like all are same.
Maybe because, well, a lot of teachers are actually trained to use a more neutral accent. But I guess when I'm with my family, when I'm with my friends, and we start to talk more in Australian, like I am now, the accent will start to be obvious. It's very different. Australian is very different from the American accent. Um, but I've been teaching with this accent for years. And so sometimes when my students say, I want you to speak Australian, I have to be like, it like turns off. And it does, you can hear the difference a little bit. But yeah, but it really is up to every student. Some students say, no, I like the accent this way because that way I understand better. But Yeah. What maybe sometime we'll be able to look at what are the real differences from the American, from the Canadian, from Australian. Well, Australian, because that's really what my accent is all about. But it's actually quite cute, I think, the Australian accent. It's not just about accent, but we have our own words that
Okay.
we have. Yeah, yeah. So Americans say that we don't speak real English, but I think we do. We're lazy speakers. We try to make everything short. So this is interesting too in Australia. If you ever go, you'll see.
Even
Yeah.
I think even in movies, I think there's an actor named Hugh Jackman, right? He's from
Yeah,
Australia, right?
that's right. Hmm.
I actually not able to figure out what, but I just came to know, okay, he's from Australia. I don't know if his accent is from Australia or he talks like how American talk.
Sometimes he has the Australian accent, sometimes he doesn't, depending on the movie. I think Nicole
Yeah,
Kidman, she's an actress that speaks very Australian. Nicole, have you heard of Nicole Kidman?
yeah.
Yeah,
Even I have seen movies, I guess.
she has more of an Australian accent. Um, there's also Margaret Robbie. She's beautiful as well. Margaret Robbie, she speaks Australian as well. Um, but yeah, they're like our pride and joy in Australia. Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, yeah, they're great. But
So for how
mhm.
long you been staying in South America now?
Oof, I don't like to count last year because we did nothing. But about 4 years, actually. Yeah, including last year, about 4 years. Um, the change was massive. It,
So
Australia
so
is
do you
very different. Hmm.
so do you also see difference in your food and people's
Oh,
lifestyle?
yeah. Absolutely. I mean, Australia, I could say, is more of a privileged lifestyle, whereas here, it's very hardworking, uh, just to be able to get by. You know, to get by, you need to work very, very hard. There's not many opportunities, and people are forced to learn English even though they don't want to because of the opportunities of just getting paid a little bit extra, you know? So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, this is something that when you are born into a country that things are easier, it's difficult to comprehend or to even appreciate that.
yeah,
But when you
that's
move to
true.
another country where everything is different, the system is different, where there's more corruption, unfortunately, more poverty, you understand that wow, you were lucky, and you want to help people that don't have the same amount of opportunities, but maybe you can help them at least in a small part with language, I
Yeah,
guess. So yeah, so I do volunteer work at the moment here, but it's actually been a wonderful experience, and I love it here. People are wonderful, and this country is so beautiful. Yeah, and because of its nature, yeah, it's beautiful. Like any other country that you travel to that is different. Like I want to go to India one day too. Yeah, I hope so. I
India
know
is,
there's so much culture there.
yeah,
Hmm.
so much.
Yeah, and history. Wow, that interests me a lot. So yeah. And I'm not sure which language to learn.
Yeah, there's so many languages, even when we change our states, right? Because I belong to a northern part of
Hmm.
India. So
Hmm.
if you go to mid part of India or a south part of India, or even east side or south west side, you'll
Right.
feel a huge difference in people's lifestyle, their culture, and their language too. Means you'll be completely like, okay, you are somewhere in foreign uh, language
Yeah.
completely.
That's
That's,
amazing how much it can change.
yeah, a
Even
lot.
though it's not like another country, but it still feels like it's foreign. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
still,
great too, because that just adds diversity in one place. And there's so much that you can see and learn about in one place. So, yeah. I know right now the situation with COVID at the moment is not doing so well in India. So, I'm hoping that your family and everybody is doing okay. I'm sending my
yeah,
best
all good.
wishes. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. In that sense, it's probably better you're in Singapore. But I am sending my best wishes for you and your
Thank
family.
you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, Sandy, I think our time's about to finish. I just want
yeah,
to
yeah.
say
It's
thank
about okay.
you for a wonderful conversation. And I
Yeah,
hope
thank
to
you.
see you another time. You're
Yeah,
welcome to
thank you.
call me another time. All
Thank you.
right
Thank
then,
you so much.
Sandy.
Bye bye.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great
Yeah,
one. Bye.
bye bye.